Well, my name is Marek Rudak. I'm a love proficiency coach. Thank you so much for joining me in my YouTube channel. Today, I'd like to talk about the practical side of an article that is linked right below called How to Appreciate Internal Growth. But before I go on, I hope you're noticing my Christmas gift from my wife. One of my goals going into 2019 is to be more conscious about branding and image, and so this is one of my steps in that direction. So I hope you guys like it. Having said that, moving on to the topic of the video, as it turns out, I have a very practical example of what I'm about to share with you that is very near and dear to my heart, which is I have a difference of opinion with a group I used to be part of, and this is something that's very important to me. This is something I prayed about. This is something that I talked to the wisest person on earth that I know, my wife, and I really appreciate my wife's point of view because she's not afraid to call me out when I'm full of shit, when I'm a hypocrite. The point is that I made sure that I did as much homework as I possibly can to ensure that it's not my arrogance and I'm really standing up for what I truly believe in. But it's kind of interesting how our mind works. It tends to be very binary. We tend to say that if somebody is either a friend or they're an enemy. In other words, if somebody doesn't believe what we believe in, our mind tends to make them out to be evil, to be the enemy. And that's what really happened over the weekend. It robbed me from a lot of sleep, and all these thoughts came up, and I was like, how come these guys don't see it? What's wrong with them? Or, and then just kind of on and on it went, just kind of like went just spiraling downwards. And I was like, stop. This has to stop. This is not the kind of person that I am. This is not the kind of person I want to become. It's perfectly acceptable for normal people, good people, to have a difference of opinion. It doesn't make them a bad person, and I am not gonna let this drag me down. And in fact, the best thing to do is to turn it an opportunity to get closer to God. And what I decided to do, the insight that I got, hopefully was Holy Spirit infused, was that whenever I get a negative thought about the group, or I picture the person, with their thorns like they're the devil, what I did is I started saying, God, please bless them. Please bless that person beyond measure. And that switched things a lot. All of a sudden, something that came up and made me angry and turned me away from God actually was used to get me closer to God. And the sense of freedom is tremendous. I'm getting my peace back. And it just feels so amazing to be able to notice that internal growth where just in the past, I would have just I would just keep being stuck in this mode of like, what's wrong with these people, and it would just rob me of my peace. Whereas now, I take that very same situation and use it as an opportunity to get closer to God. So, my friends, next time you're facing a situation where you feel like you've been wronged, like when you're getting angry, instead of getting sucked down by those thoughts, consider picturing that very situation, that very same person, and asking God to bless them. And you'll be amazed at the sense of peace that you get, and how that very same situation that used to drag you down, that made you negative and turn you away from God, all of a sudden will be the very situation that brings you closer to God. So until next time, God bless, and talk to you guys soon.